You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, B&B fans. Well, Taylor Hayes is back on the scene, and that means it's a game changer for many other characters such as Steffy, Thomas, Brooke Ridge, and even Hope. But I know fans are going to be torn about this recast and her comeback, primarily because of how wobbly things were with the last recast and what they did to Krista Allen on the way out the door. Of course, it ended all so badly, and I'm worried we're going to get a replay of that. This is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I want to talk about 5 things Bold and the Beautiful needs to do for Taylor's comeback when she returns to the scene, other than that little glimpse we've had of her. But first, please subscribe if you're not already following us. So when I first saw the promo for Ridge and Brooke's Monte Carlo adventure, we got a glimpse of that stalker in the scarf, and I wondered if they were bringing back Taylor Hayes. I even made a standalone video about it, wondering if it was going to be Krista Allen back in the role or a recast, and I was doubting that Krista would come back. And now, of course, we know it is Rebecca Budig who is playing the role. She is a great little soap actress, literally little. People are joking online that Ridge has a new daughter because of how young and tiny she is. But I do think she is going to breathe new life into the Dr. Mama of Steffy and Thomas Forrester. And Taylor just called Steffy after watching Brooke and Ridge doing their canoodly thing in Monaco and told her Mama's coming home. And Steffy was delighted. And considering that they landed one of my favorite soap actresses, I am also delighted. I loved her on General Hospital. We all loved her as Greenlee on the other soaps. She's great. But I really, really hope that B&B isn't bringing back Taylor with a new face just to try and pull them out of this rating slump that they put themselves into. I'm worried they're doing it without a good comeback plan. I think all Bold fans can agree we don't want the same old, but with Rebecca Budig acting out the stale storylines. It's not going to make a difference whether it's Krista or whether it's Rebecca if Taylor is just doing the same old tired things that they have written for her time and again. With that in mind, let's talk about 5 things we really need to see when they bring back Taylor Hayes. The first thing, Brooke and Ridge are clearly endgame, and that's okay. But remember, last time they brought Taylor to town with Krista Allen debuting in the role, we saw Ridge immediately start his waffle boy thing between Brooke and Taylor. But we all knew Brooke was gonna get Ridge. One fan tweet that summed it up for me about this problematic Taylor return was from Great Minds for Real on Twitter, and they said, "I'm confused because the character Brooke almost always gets a win. The other character," obviously talking about Taylor, "appears to have a chance before the big fall, and the final result is a Brooke win. That's been the exhausting formula for many years." I agree with this person. So, instead of the same old stale junk, how about Carter Walton showing Taylor Hayes a good time? Or Dollar Bill Spencer can dump the concert con artist and get with Taylor. Either would be better than a tired triangle. I mean, heck, have both Carter and Bill chasing Taylor so she's the center of attention for a change. All right, the second thing, Steffi's under almost constant attack these days by Hope Logan. And the scary thing is Steffy doesn't even know the extent of it because Hope is constantly plotting to steal Finn from Steffy, and she's got no idea this is what her ex-stepsister's doing. And of course, we see Brooke going to bat for Hope, and now we need Taylor to return and go to bat for Steffy and to call out Hope on being Brooke Jr. and targeting Steffi's marriage. Taylor needs to come in, use her psychiatric skills, and see right through Hope's shenanigans and put her in her place whether Brooke likes it or not, especially if Brooke doesn't like it. B&B fan Kindred99 tweeted, "Any investment in the character of Taylor Hayes is wasted. She doesn't get an existence outside of Ridge or Brooke. She's not there to be a mom or grandmother or just her own woman." Bold and the Beautiful can kick rocks on this. And another great tweet, I think we can agree, is pretty accurate, and it needs to be addressed in this return. The third thing, Thomas Forrester is in a strange spot right now, and he needs his mama Taylor. First, I'm worried that Bold isn't even keeping Matthew Atkinson. He has been largely MIA as Thomas, and I just hope maybe that's his request. Maybe he wanted time off, to enjoy his newlywed status. He and his wife are expecting a baby. But if they are going to exit Thomas, we do need closure on his storyline, but Bold doesn't respect fans like that. a lot of times. Right now, Hope gripes that Thomas rebounded too fast with Paris Buckingham. I'd like to see Taylor come in, assess this whole thing, figure out if Thomas really is in love with Paris, and if so, plan them a wedding to be remembered. And Taylor can be a buffer between Thomas and Hope when she tries to meddle again in his engagement, because I'm sure she will, because she's very angry that he had the stones to walk away from her for good. Ostensibly for good. We'll see. And the fourth thing, in addition to Taylor getting her own lover that's not rabid about Brooke and her being there for Thomas and Steffy, I want to see her as a medical professional and making friends and having a life of her own. And I know they're limited because it's a 30-minute show, but this could be easily done for Taylor. Have her befriend Dr. Lee Finnegan and show them hanging out at the hospital. They can hang out with the grandkids. They can have mimosas, talk crap when Taylor tells Lee that Hope's trying to mess up Steffy and Finn's marriage. I think these two in-laws, Lee and Taylor, could be a real girl power duo. They're both single. They're both smart. I think they would be great together. And another bold fan, Queen of Receipts, tweeted this strong opinion. I would say good luck to RB, Rebecca, but don't expect her to stay comfortably, as we saw how Belle destroyed the two former Taylors. My heart ached for Krista Allen, who did incredible work but was shamefully fired. Those are absolutely true words. All right, fifth and finally, now that we have talked logically about family, friends, and her professional life, I want to make one last truly wild suggestion that bold, break new ground, and do something that is actually unexpected with Dr. Taylor Hayes. Currently, there is a gorgeous single man on Bold who desperately needs a storyline. And I'm not talking about Carter, and Bill's in his own mess right now. This guy, as we have seen, had a very steamy fling with an older woman. I am, of course, talking about Liam Spencer. I think it would be really fun and twisty and unexpected if Brad Bell gave Taylor a storyline with a super tawdry secret fling. Remember how much fun it was to see Liam with Quinn in their Adam and Eve fling when he had that brain damage? And Scott Clifton said that was actually his favorite love interest that Liam has ever had. I think they could do something similarly twisted, have Taylor and Liam run into each other at Il Giardino or at, was it called, Small Bikini Bar, and have a few drinks, wind up in bed, and then decide it's too hot to stop, but they know they have to keep it secret. And of course, all secrets come out on soap operas, and I can imagine Steffy being shocked, finding out Taylor is betting her ex-son-in-law. I mean, you expect that from Brooke Logan, right? But not from Taylor Hayes, and that's why it's different. And Liam definitely needs a storyline, and he needs to leave Steffy's marriage alone, so him hooking up with Taylor, who shot his daddy Bill in the back, would be a blast. And I know we've got Rebecca Budig scenes as Taylor Hayes on August 20th, by the way. We saw her very briefly in the Monaco thing and then nothing else because they were shooting her and inserting her in. She wasn't even over there on the remote shoot. Maybe we'll get some scenes of new Taylor before then, but August 20th is definitely confirmed air date by CBS Press. So let's just hope that Taylor is not back to give Ridge the time of day or to let Brooke live rent-free in her head. Nobody wants it. Come on, Brad Bell, do us right with this. Drop your comments on what you want for her return. Please subscribe if you're not following us already. Definitely come back soon. We are here talking B&B 7 days a week with me, Belinda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.